getting terrible overtime some of this stuff. It's always nice to have those we can pay them in and it's been coming in. Yeah.
Please stand for the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Okay, well, thank you everyone for being here, and those watching. Mayor's report. Everyone is aware that it's Oktoberfest. I was honored to participate in what we call the tapping of the keg on Friday evening, October 3rd. This is the second year we've done that. It's to kick off the Oktoberfest like they do in Germany. We had a good crowd and I thought it went well. So anyway, it was a lot of fun. Just a reminder that November 1st will be the big trash day from 7 p.m. to 1 p.m. at Gutenberg Lot. You need to bring proof of residency. Leaf pickup starts on Tuesdays and Thursdays until November 25th. That's the last Tuesday. I wanted to congratulate Alderman Chad here that completed training with MML. Congratulations on that, and thank you for doing that. All right, City Administrator.
Okay, I'm going to be short as well. The sales tax deposit, there's some good news. We have rebounded some from being down 7% year to date last month to being down just 2% year to date. Keep in mind that the October deposit represents August sales, so hopefully that will just continue to work its way back up. Our emergency generator is now fully operational, which is very exciting as of September 30th. That's been long in coming. And I'm really excited about it because it gives me a lot of peace of mind, because whereas our old generator only kept just a few lights and computers on, and just the only heat that we had were some of the rooms that have the individual PTAC units. Central air didn't stay on. Of course, the police side, it kept that up as well. But this generator is for the entire building. And so if there ever really truly was some sort of crisis where the power went out, we would have heat and AC and actually be able to shelter some people here, which is reassuring. I've been conducting interviews for our office position, and I will have a recommendation for you soon. And the city's comprehensive plan that's been worked on, there's a required public hearing at the P&Z level for the comp plan, and that has been scheduled for November 5th. And then there'll be a P&Z meeting at the Board of Alderman meeting as well, correct? We'll check on that. But I'll have to come to the Board of Aldermen regardless after the planning and zoning meeting. So that is to be wrapped up by the end of the year. That's really exciting as well. And that's all I have.
Very good, thank you. We have no public comments. We'll move on to old business, sewer contracts for the private companies.
Yeah, just briefly, I sent you an email this afternoon and worked on an ordinance here that I think will be pretty close to what I'll propose that you pass. And then I think in the next couple of weeks, I'll work with Tricia and maybe Jesse with respect to a permit application, call it a permit, and looking into things and doing some research rather than a contract with these individual waste haulers. You know, why not put the city in its best position as it can be and give them more or less a license or permission to do these things, which permission can be revoked at any time, you know. And so if they don't meet X, Y, Z requirements. So to put the city in the best spot, I thought that might be what we would do.
So you have on here on a case-by-case basis, which is great. So can we, like, for example, if we have haulers and that's, say we have 2 or 3, and that's really all the limit we want to allow. If somebody else applies, can we just turn them down just because we don't want any more volume? Or are there more important things that we have to base that on so as to be fair in any way?
We can limit it. yes and yes, we can limit it, but I think there should be some criteria that we base it on. The thing that I don't know, and I don't know if Jesse would know, or if we have to look into this, is there's so many different types of quote-unquote wastewater or hauled waste, different chemicals, and industrial waste. Everybody prohibits industrial waste, but you have to define that somehow. So that's more or less what I want to look into next, or do we know what these people are dumping, and have them identify it and fill out what they call a trip ticket and show what they're doing exactly. So
I just don't want to get back to a position where we are going to get people from the whole region when you come here because we accept dumping, so.
then we could limit it to loads originating within city limits.
That probably won't work for 98% of it, but could we limit it, based on the city feeling comfortable with current capacities? Just something vague like that, if we end up in a position where we feel like we don't have the capacity to take any more on, we can limit permitting at that point.
First come, first serve until capacity reached in the city's discretion.
And we'd also want to be able to terminate those permits if we got to a point where capacity was an issue.
Yep.
And within that application process, I think the applicants need to clearly and concisely state what they can on deliver to the city as a city, just such that the city's lagoon system can't handle the industrial waste. So an applicant comes in, I want to dump industrial waste on the lagoon, no, this lagoon can't handle it. Similarly, if you think about volumes of RV waste, some of those chemicals they use on those chemical toilets are not conducive for the biological treatment within the lagoon cells, so we just need to be looking at volumes, anticipated volumes, and what they plan on doing on the city. But that could be handled through the current processes. So.
Agreed.
Yeah.
So we'll proceed.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Moving to new business, city engineer present our revised street project.
So I don't know if you all know Caleb, he also works for Archer Engineering, so he's handling our street project.
Good to meet everybody this evening. Appreciate your time. So this project has been in the works over the past few months. I think as the taxes were passed, the street projects are an ongoing one over the next several years, 10 plus 18 years or so. So what we look to do is pinpoint some roads with issues both in drainage and in need of overlays. And in doing so, we've identified 5 key areas, and that is Schiller Street, 1st through 5th, West 11th, 13th Street and South Market. There's an intersection there that we're doing some work. Then Sandplant Road and Bayer Road. So the second sheet in everybody's packet, that's a map that includes a hatch out for each of these areas. We'll kind of go from the top, give you a quick rundown and scope for each of those, and then we can just move down the list. Happy to answer any questions if you just want to jump in along the way here. So on Schiller Street, 1st through 5th, that's one new water line's been installed and different work over the years, and we also have a few drainage concerns that have come up. Just lack of inlets and also the low-lying roadway where water wants to pond against homes and sidewalks. So we're trying to address a lot of those items here in one project, and that influences the price here in the overall budget and scope. On Schiller, 5th is a primary location. I think over the next several years, 5th Street will be redone, and we want to be able to plan for that now and take care of any of the crossings at this point, so we're not cutting through a new road in the future or causing problems later on the drainage. So in that, we've also got other items such as storm piping, some concrete sidewalks, curb and gutter, and then ADA ramping. So a few of the ramps right now aren't up to ADA standards. We'll now bring those up to that and have some utilities that are moving. And then overall wedge milling, regrading of the roadway, and then asphalt overlay. I think the city's going to work to do all the new striping and line work on that. For West 11th, that's our scope here on playground, so sheet C201, where you see labeled on your second sheet. And that one's got new curb and gutter on the west side. And then as we move towards the east, we're at some asphalt and overlay as well. So we'll mill the edges and then overlay that roadway. For 13th Street and South Market, that one has an intersection that at the time does not have any curbing. The curb stops and then it washes over the roadway, and we can kind of see the deterioration of the asphalt right now. And so curb will be added in there, and then some inlets for in the future when that road gets paved. And if the spur off market is either closed or reworked, we have these inlets in place and the road cuts are already made, so we're not having to damage any new asphalt. On Sand Plant Road, this is an item that we've all kind of looked at and probably talked about in the past. And so in order to address some of the issues on that roadway, what we'll do is be taking the grade down and providing a cross slope to the inside corner. And that's going to go to a couple inlets and then through culverts go out the northwest side of the roadway. I'm sorry, it would be the southwest side. And from there we're able to bring all the water, and where it's ponding right now, we're washing over the roadway down through a natural drainage channel and away from the homes and intersection. And then for Bayer Road, this one's a fairly extensive amount of work. There are a few homes with water issues at the moment, so we're trying to address that through curbing. And then also where the road has a lacking of base and starting to fall out, we'd be doing a full depth replacement there. Bayer goes all the way to 13th with some new curbing as well, just in spots. This isn't a full replacement anywhere. We're right on top of shelf rock, so we want to use a lot of that strong base we have right now and provide a good product, but also cost effective with the budget at hand. Overall for this project, with each of those areas we talked about, our engineer's estimate is $775,000. I believe that is within the current budget and spending availability. And then on the project schedule side, we looked at possibly open bids in November, a project award in December, and then award this in two separate contracts. So the first contract is our concrete and stormwater improvements. That'd be a winter, spring 26 that the contractor can start. And that work would be completed before the asphalt contractor comes in, which would be awarded as contract B in the current way that we have this set up. Well, we worked with staff and put together the best way to bring it to bidders. And that work would be a spring to early summer for the asphalt paving. Again, as the asphalt plants open up, we would be on their schedule early on and able to catch some really good bids, we hope, this winter. And kind of alluded to on the contract structure, what we're looking at is two separate contracts but under one project bid manual. So what that looks like is we go out to bid for both scopes of work, but we're able to award each contract to a separate entity, depending on which is the best value for the city, whether that's price or capability. Are there any questions here at this point that I could help answer?
We got 13th Street. Now, is it gonna run all of 13th Street or stop short of Schiller? On the map, it looks like it stops short of Schiller
It
Street.
does. Really, the patch area there probably extends a little bit greater an area than what we're looking at. So for 13th, it is mainly the intersection as it drops down the hill, and then as it turns by the intersection, as Casey's ties in there.
There's one small segment about mid-block. There will be some curbing and some storm work to recover some damage from years ago. But yeah, it's just a curb project for the most part.
With an overlay planned in the future.
Can we get a copy of the breakdown for each one of your projects that you have showing on 13th? You have that information, correct?
Yeah, we do have our plans that I can either show after the meeting, or we can provide those suggesting he could have them available as well. Yeah, me too.
Anybody else have any questions?
I just want to clarify on the budget. So this is technically over what we budgeted, back in June, we had budgeted 613,961, but it's been a year or so since we bid those things out, and so a lot more work had to be done on Schiller, I think,
Well,
than what we originally thought.
The other side of this is, part of this project is last year's project, right?
Yeah.
So we didn't spend the 400,000 that we had budgeted last year. So that money's bankrolled right now to help fund what we go over on what we budgeted.
We have
25,
plenty of
26.
money, but we'll have to make a budget amendment, so we're
Right.
sitting on $1.2 million at this moment. You know, of course, we're gonna accumulate money every month, so the money is there, but we will need to make a budget amendment.
Right. This should still leave us a little over 200,000 and change in what we had budgeted for this year's projects. And that's, right now, we're just kind of sitting on that for seeing what comes up with the stormwater issues on West Sixth.
How is this different, the project you have now compared to what you gave us before, Jesse?
Well, the Bear Road project is the biggest change. We hadn't planned on doing the Bear Road project originally, but because we had accrued the extra funds past last year's budget year, we threw that in. We had also discussed it with a few of you guys, that we looked at maybe doing the wharf as well. But when we got into looking at the stormwater infrastructure on Wharf Street, that blew that budget out, so we weren't able to figure that in like we had hoped.
Anybody else? If not, we're good. We thank you, sir.
Appreciate it. If the board would like us to move forward, we could have plans ready here about the week of the 27th. So that would be around 2 weeks from now.
So yeah, I guess he basically wants approval to go out for bids for what he presented tonight. I'm just kind of a guess at this point.
Yeah. I believe it's good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Then we need
Who this guy?
the next city engineer.
Next victim. I'm up here to do something similar. Let's remind everybody, the city received a grant for a new ballpark lighting at the ballpark down there in the city's campground. The city has already went out to bids and procured the lighting, so the light structures and the fixtures. They're sitting at the warehouse waiting to be delivered. So that's one part of it, the actual parts and pieces. The other part of it is the city has to hire a contractor to install those, and there's some federal regulations that need to be inside the contract. So prepared bidding documents to install. The owner, City of Herman's, already procured lights and fixtures. That went to DNR. They gave the blessing to release this for bid. So now I'm asking the board to grant permission to advertise for bids for the installation of the ballpark lighting fixtures and poles. And talking it through with the funding agency, we were looking at the following bid schedule. We were planning to open bids on November 12th, 11/12/2005. Hopefully get through contracts in this year yet. For the contractor to have that on schedule for the fall and spring. We'd have a final completion date of April 11th, 2026 in advance of the funding deadline.
So this has been long in coming as well, and so we did budget, we have $20,500 kind of as a margin in the budget for what the estimate was 2 years ago, a year and a half ago. I'm not sure that'll be quite enough. If it's not, the park board has, some available funds, but just keep in mind that it has been almost 2 years since we bid out the materials.
And there's additional expense on the city's part in terms of having a licensed archaeologist on site during construction activities.
Yes.
It's in budget.
But the matching grant, that just covered the purchase of the actual
It's for
lighting.
installation as well.
It actually is gonna cover some of the installation as well.
Yeah, 50/50.
Okay.
That's why all that government or the federal procurement boilerplate needs to be in those procurement documents. Make sure all the check boxes are checked
Gotcha.
for compliance.
And he's checking the boxes for us, and I appreciate that.
So
Thank
DNR
you.
check, double check.
Yeah, very good. Any questions? I guess you're good to go.
That
Yes.
as well.
Thank you. Now that we're new business, we'll move on to ordinance.
All right, the bill on for this evening for second reading, number 2025-39. An ordinance authorizing the city of Hermann, Missouri to issue its taxable industrial revenue bonds, ELS Hermann LLC project, series 2025, in a principal amount not to exceed $4 million for the purpose of providing funds to pay the cost of acquiring, constructing, and improving a facility for an industrial development project in the city, approving a plan for the project, and authorizing the city to enter into certain agreements and take certain other actions in connection with the issuance of the bonds.
Very good.
And there was no changes in the documents from the last meeting.
Everything the same. Do I have any discussion, questions? If not, do I have a motion to approve second reading?
I'll make a motion to approve 2025-39 for second reading.
Motion has been made. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Very good. All right. We'll move on. Do we need anything else from them?
They're gonna stay and you're gonna sign a bunch of documents after the meeting.
Oh, okay, well, I just didn't want to make them have to sit through all this other stuff if they didn't. Okay, not a problem, we can do that.
Thank you,
Okay.
Mr. Schmelz.
I'm gonna step out and get as well.
Oh, absolutely. There's a room right across the hall that's
Okay.
available.
Okay.
We're gonna move on to motions then. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes from our last meeting?
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Motion's made, do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Invoices for payment, do I have a motion to pay our bills?
I move we pay those bills.
Motion has been made, do I have a second?
Second.
Motion's made and second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Approve the utility write-offs for the city
Mr.
collector.
Mayor, item C. Very important one.
Sorry. Hire Devin Sutherland as police officer. Put my glasses back on, okay.
So this is gonna bring us to full staff, which I'm sure everybody's happy about. He comes with experience from some other departments, so we are excited. to have him hired on.
Very good. Happy we're finally getting there. Okay. Do I have a motion to hire Devin?
Motion to approve?
Motion's made. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Okay. Item D, approve utility write-offs per city collector.
Yes, so Carol has a thorough memo in there for you. She's cleaning up some old records and some, you can see that some of those utilities go back to 2005. And she's made every effort to collect them. And there's some people for various reasons, some are deceased as well. And so she is just asking for approval to write off these really old from 2005 to 2014, which would just bring 10 years of delinquent utilities being kept in our system.
Any questions? If not, do I have a motion to approve the write-offs?
I move we write off the delinquent utilities.
I have a motion.
Second.
Seconds over here. All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Conditional use permit renewal, owner unoccupied guest house, Greystone Guest House, 202 West 6th Street. I have a motion to approve that.
Motion to approve?
Motion's made. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Conditional use permit renewal for owner unoccupied guest house, Huntline Properties, 309 West 6th Street. Do I have a motion to approve that one?
I make a motion to approve.
Motion's made. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Conditional use permit renewal for outdoor liquor, Hermann 1837, 403 Market Street. Have a motion to approve that.
So approved.
Motion's made. Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? So carried. Ratify the festival event application for the Red Buffalo Art live painting to 19 East First Street for the October 4, 5, 11, 12, 18, 19, 25, and 26, 2025. You all did a vote, but I guess we need to approve that. I have a motion to approve. We did it online.
Yeah. I
We're
make a
just
motion to
ratifying.
approve it.
Second.
Second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
Caterers permit, Lionheart Whiskey Chili Cook-Off Rotunda, November 2nd, 2025. Motion to approve a chili cook-off.
I move to approve the chili cook-off.
Motion's made, do I have a second?
I'll second it.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
Any opposed? We have no reports, we have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second?
Second, all in favor, aye?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you, everyone, for watching and coming. Appreciate you.
It's very deceptive. The binder looked a lot thicker. It's like